give them that position to engage a fight, and they will full on do it. You saw some really, really good 2-2 splits they had, especially the game up that they ended with, I believe, 19 kills up by Shelter. Spread out 2-2, took full control of a circle that still had 10 people left in it. Very, very impressive to do, and it you saw the whole, like, just how much of an overview, how great concentration all these players have, and the communication being on point and everything. But when you continuously lose players early on in rotations, engage in fights too early that you talked about, not necessarily fights they wanted to take, but that they were forced to take because they, I don't know, got run into on rotations. You just can't have that happen. If your strong force is that 4-man fighting late game, you gotta somehow get there 4 guys late game. Whether that's Erangel style, stay in the blue for the first 3 circles, I don't know. But I mean, if you know what your strong side is, do everything you can to sort of be able to play off of it.
And that's one thing, right? We speak about Erangel and their rotations. They were on the latest of rotations going out. And that's one thing, right? I thought some of the other teams in Group B might be trying to do there as well. Oh, let's try and take the same style approach. We didn't see it come into the fray. That's obviously a style that Erangel are very comfortable with. But now all these teams have had time to look back and see what's been going on. Maybe more teams will look around and expect it, because we saw so many times, and this was almost disappointing, was that there were a lot of teams who just weren't checking behind them, right? They were like, yeah, we're the last team to rotate in. We saw where they dropped. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they get taken down. They're sat there going, oh, we got caught with our pants down. Well, this is where you should look around a little bit more often. So I want to see that awareness be at its highest heights.
And you have to now, right? Because as you said to yourself, we're over the halfway mark. There aren't that many games left. Only 8 per lobby or per group left to be played before we determine the top 8 teams. And one thing that I think we're going to be seeing a lot of here is change-ups from week 1. We saw how dangerous it is to let a proper team get room. We saw it with Sukdat Nam last week as well. Give them the room that they want, and they will slaughter you and make you pay for it. Now, I think some teams, and maybe some of the teams that were more passive, some of the MEA teams, some of these guys that said, you know what, there's a position that we could take, let's not do it, let's just chill here on the edge. Oh, wait, now there are 5 more teams out here, we're dead. They will be the ones now to start going for those better positions because A, they need the kill points, B, they need the placements, and C, they cannot continue to let people stumble on top of them, because that will just mean you will never get a room in a circle. And if you have to fight so many teams getting in, there's no way you're going to win it.
No, and that's what we kept seeing on a regular basis, right? It was, okay, every now and again we'd see a few teams sneak into the top 8 that we didn't expect to see there, but mostly it was the same, say, 3 or 4 teams that would quite consistently, quite regularly sit there within the good spots and be like, okay, even if we're not getting high kill games, we've still been able to rotate effectively, even if it's miles away from us. And that just, to me, shows that they were slightly more prepared in that sense.
And that's what was so interesting to me, because the first 2 games, or the first 2 days and the last 2 days in week 1 with Group A here, we had 2 very different lobbies, I feel. The first 2 days were the days where Quick Math was allowed to sit in a 3-1-1 split, center circle and circle 5, and I was like, why is no one pushing this? There's one guy holding a priority combo that could practically fit 2 teams. I was like, what's going on here? But then teams started catching on, like, what? Like, are they getting that much room, that center, every single game? And then teams started catching on. They lost some players doing so. Quick Math lost some players doing so. And I'm interested to see if that's going to bolster even more, like if that's going to be even more of a fact now, or if teams like, well, we tried it, kind of worked, kind of didn't. Let's go back and sort of start the week off safe again, because now, I mean, they don't know what other teams have prepped for, right? So you cannot just go out guns blazing if everyone's doing the same thing.
And that's the thing, right? There's going to be a lot of teams now in this lobby who are going to be looking and thinking, all right, we know how this should play out, but what's going to change? And that's where they've, again, got to keep their eyes and their wits about them and say, all right, this doesn't seem to be adding up. Someone's missing here. What's going on? And I want to see some of this crazy action to kick things off. And what is going to kick off is this plane and this drop coming real soon. Now a little bit over towards the overall, everyone should be able to get to their spots quite comfortably here.
What's interesting here, though, is I believe this group is the group with the majority of Eastern teams. And we see a big change-up already. That's Erangel going up to Sarki. Not something we've seen a lot before. We saw them go down to Primorsk one game. They actually have a plane path here that allows for it too. But saying, you know what? Sarki is a good place to drop. We have plenty of rotation opportunities. We know that there's only going to be one team close. That's the Severny guys and Quick Math. And, well, why would we want to bother not going up here when it's free for us?
Yeah, Erangel looking to change it up straight away, and that makes perfect sense. And also, they already know, right? It's not one of them spots they have to be challenged for. We're going to see We Need a Home. They're going to get Georgia Pole quite comfortably here as well. No problems at all for them. And it is looking like a pretty standard stuff here. Again, we're seeing MYM, right? They split off military base. They're allowing, like, okay, look, we'll have a half and half. We'll keep a little agreement going on. And again, we didn't see these two kind of challenge that often at all. Same as we got Unique down there, who every single time they held Fairy Pier, but rotated before really the charges started to happen over the bridge.
Yeah, never really had situations where that fights were really forced to happen. Unique being a really smart team when it comes to rotations, no reason for them to stick around to try and see if they can do damage off of that. Finguin, though, seems like he's either going for the same vehicles that that Blastdown and company are. Oh, nope, there you go. Circle is just popping, and then we will go just up to the, I guess, the western side of things, southwestern to a certain extent, and for Erangel sitting in Sargi. Easy rotation coming out. They don't have anyone in North George, so shouldn't be too big of a deal for them.
Do we think they'll just wait until the blue goes over them and sit there anyway?
Well, they have the chance to.
Now we've got plenty of time.
Snoopy being the guy further south, though, looting, he should have noticed that there were no parachutes over North George, so they should be able to go on down and pick up some more vehicles early on, maybe even secure themselves the rotation over said South George Bridge. That, of course, being if the guys who saw on our screen just before from We Need a Home would not want to hinder them in going over. But for quick math, we talked about them before, they need to come in and do what they did on week 1. And if that's not going to work because teams won't allow it, they have to figure out what they're going to do instead, because they have their plan has been leaked. Teams did last week find out what they wanted to do, and now we'll see if they can have success in trying to do that again.
And this is going to make things a little bit more interesting this time around. The Kebabs, right? Okay, they've dropped a player already before we got into it, so they're only rolling with 3 for now. But this circle massively benefits them. We spoke about it last time around. We saw them so often split up in big directions.
Yeah,
but it would usually 2 players together and then 2 go off to a completely different location, or maybe 3 players and then 1 player just, yep, I'm going to disappear. I'm not going to be anywhere close to anyone else. I'll get picked off potentially, but don't worry, guys, you'll be fine. This time, you've started off the game with only 3 players. Also
interesting to see right here, Wizards and Swarms sharing a Snare for the entirety of week 1 and never a single fight in between them. Even the first game of the week that finished inside of Yasnaya, none of them really fought each other. So we'll have to see. I'm still waiting for that one day where things kind of get over, lines get overstepped, boundaries get broken. But at least for now, it seems like they're very, very set in stone who gets to go where.
And this is what it comes down to, right? Who does get to go where? Who's going to go and game that central position early on here? Now, we speak about Reciprocity being one of those key teams that would love to try and get it central quite early on. They've got a good chance for it here, but I think you're going to have to go a bit earlier than what you'd even consider, because there are so many teams already kind of covering this spot just from their natural drop zones, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at Besiktas. They've literally got Pachinki completely locked down to themselves. They only have to go slightly over towards the west, and they've got it on lock.
And that's the thing we were talking about last week with the whole area up by school and apps. You have Sweaty Nerds up there, you have looking for a team, or looking for a home, and you have Reciprocity looting pretty much on top of each other. Still, again, surprised that none of them have fought each other. And when you have had planes that haven't allowed for military, Meteor Makers have been up there too, taking over Watertown. So you have 3 to potentially 4 teams up in the same area, with Yasnaya taken by 2 teams. So for these teams trying to rotate in west now, if Reciprocity and Sweaty Nerds, you see them on your screens up here northeast of Pachinki, if they don't rotate first, it's going to be so hard for all these other teams to get in, but looks like Shiv is already on the move.
And exactly that, right? We said they're going to do it a little bit faster. It comes into play. They want to go and take some ground early on here. Shouldn't really be an issue where they get picked off here. They should be able to avoid it as of now. Desperados, though, right? A team that we certainly want to talk about some more, because they are a team that at times have looked really on point, and then other times slowed it right down, not being able to engage properly. But they were one of the teams we saw going early aggressive, right?
Very true. Very true. A team that we've seen when they're put in the right situation, they can pull off those 19, almost 20 kill games. But they've also been one of those teams that have wanted to do so too early in the game, and it has cost them a lot. A team that we saw on our screen just before, actually, and that, I guess that's the only team across both Group A and B where we have a team that we haven't had that. If they can just do this, that's going to be good for them. Venconas, we haven't really seen a whole lot for them. They've kind of been doing what Hexeti is doing right now, losing a player. At least now they only lost a vehicle, but losing a player in those first rotations. And now, I mean, we haven't seen Group A with bikes yet, so maybe that could be the difference maker.
The M249 in there alongside all the level 3 gear and a med kit. I know who's going to be very happy with that. It is going to be the Kebabs. They're working their way over straight away. Question is, We Need a Home have the potential to roll up on it as well if they want to. And that's not a team I'd like to be going up against head-to-head, because they really did consistently get better, right? It was almost an overtime thing they needed. They started to feel a little bit more comfortable getting that zone, and you got to give it up straight away to Pollard Derek, and I think it was also Lipson in there who were kind of getting some of the real key shots we saw on the opening days.
Yeah, they started to get things going. I mean, it's a big thing when a team can change playstyle, figure out. It's a big thing for a team that has been practicing one thing to then figure out A, this is not working, and B, figure out something else to do that is working. It's a big transition period, and they made it work over the span of 2 days, and that's very impressive.
Well, Mr. Unseen did run forward and grab everything without anyone challenging for it just yet. But his teammate Efsa could be being picked off here. Lipson already on the hunt. He's far away and he's fighting a little bit of stunt dummy with the car in there, but he does manage to walk away with no problems as of yet. And this is the problem with the Kebabs. Too many times we see them very distant apart from each other, and it allows opportunities like that where they can get figured out and taken down. But Tuo Yuo from Quick Math, he's going to be taken down and finished off by the Sweaty Nerds. So not an ideal start for them as they start to try and make their rotation into the circle.
And that's the issue. Jupsig and Insolenso were already over on the other side. I don't believe that Sweaty Nerds took any shots towards them, so they never got info that they were being ambushed. Let that first player through. Let that second player through. Boom, you go ham on the third.
It's going to be a nice setup here from the Sweaty Nerds. Remember, Zyphon's already announced that his retirement from PUBG. He doesn't want to play any much longer. He's got other commitments he wants to kind of go through here. So this team is even dealing with that as a whole process, finding someone else to come play in for him. He is going to finish the rest of the Contenders, so full respect to him. But Sweaty Nerds, they want to desperately try and get themselves in the best spot possible here, despite that scenario.
Look at you see it right here, Meet Jamegas. They know, well, we're in this circle. Well, Unique is in the circle. Might want to double check before we cross over. And smart in doing so, because both Stand-In and Play With Me are actually sitting over on the other side. Big question now is going to be, though, did they spot them or are they going to be running into trouble? We'll have to wait and see.
No, I love this. Avangard have already made their way in, but that right on the edge as we saw there. And they're just waiting to see if any other teams are going to be taking some pop shots at each other and probably try to third party it if possible.
Sealk again then as well, making that rotation on out. I'm not sure if they did get Savage. Yeah, they did manage to pick up Savage. He was kind of trapped in between some of the Desperado players earlier, but seems like he did manage to get out unscathed. And, well, for Elgiganten as well, another team that has been losing players in early rotations. We've been talking about Wizards being the gatekeepers on the first rotations, but now they're actually one of the only two teams still not inside the circle. Look at this stand, and he's just waiting. Lurking some more. Do not want to reveal that position. Hide it out and wait till you hear those vehicles. Don't peek. Don't do it. Here comes the vehicle, though. Two guys in it. Stand-In. He's peeking. He's waiting to shoot. He's going to line up the shots, too. Try to see if he can get himself a knock. No damage coming in right off the bat. At least not no finishes coming in. And now Intense and Fink when they know that there's trouble ahead. But down goes Roopsy and Flurry. Vehicle explodes. And not a whole lot more they can do. They're in trouble.
Brilliant from Stand-In. They're able to tap Intense down to over half health. Ripped away from him. They've got him pinned down and locked down. They're saying, you are not going to get over this bridge. And Stand-In is looking to put on more hurt. He's continuing to tag him up. And this could be it. Straight away from MYM. This is not looking good.
There you go. Sometimes you gotta figure who is the more patient person in this. Media Makers, they wanted to get over. They didn't see anything, but that's only because Team Unique did not allow for them to get any info whatsoever. Great played by them. As much as you hate to see it, it's a really, really good job by Unique.
Ooh. On Octave, he's gonna get tagged down. Will be picked up. It's not going to be a problem yet. But Sweaty Nerds, they are really holding on to this position. They're making a strong fort.
And these are the kind of knocks that you can afford to get, right? Because he was knocked, because he scouted. It wasn't one of those foolish moments. He looked up, he tried to figure out if it was free. Well, it wasn't. He got shot to the face. Yeah. And now they have that info to play with, and he got rest. So it's not that, even though you hate to see people getting knocked early on, they didn't lose a player, and they got important info off of it.
The question is, what can they do with that info? Are they going to be able to go in for the challenge here? They've got good positioning already. They know exactly where they are. Quick Math also not too far away, which could allow for a crazy little early battle here.
Yeah. More importantly, they know what team they're up against as well. That's, I guess, one of the few benefits of getting knocked by your opponent. You know who you're up against. And it looks like they're not scared to take the fight.
Avangard are never scared to take a fight at all. And this is going to put Sweaty Nerds in a position that they will need to hold their ground or back away very soon. Zyphon already jumping up on that bike, just maneuvering himself around. Doesn't want the wheels to be popped off, so he's going to make sure it's hidden under cover here. And on Octave, he's like, you may have knocked me once, but you give me one chance and I'm going to finish the rest of you off.
They have Maxisor on the other side of the road. Ooh, just got to get back in there. You have Maxisor on the other side of the road as well. He could be the off-angle positioning, because you can see how exposed they actually all are towards him, but he hasn't revealed his position just yet, waiting for that perfect shot.
Yeah, he's looking to get it done. He's got the 4 times in his hands. He's waiting for someone to make a mistake. And look, he can see them all. It's just about biding that time, providing the information. No one's looking over to him. This is genius from Avangard. This is what you want to see. Snoopy's beginning to make his push up as well. And Avangard are completely closing down Sweaty Nerds. How are they going to deal with this? Max is all patiently waiting, not even going to start firing off that trigger finger. And most people in this position would have already started to shoot.
And look at the amount of info he's giving his teammates as well, right? It's such an important position. It's so important for him not to be taken down. Ben now running over towards him. That could be the death of him. And there you go. Great shots connected by Max's sword. Now he's revealed, and now he needs some sort of backup, because if he goes down here, it's going to be all trouble. But Snoopy, they're going to utilize this. They're going to push on it.
This is absolutely huge from Avangard. Textbook, tactical play coming out here. They are going to be eating grenades galore. Zyphon's now been knocked, and Sweaty Nerds, it is not looking good for them. 4v2. They are pinned down in the house, and Avangard are starting to swarm round. Are they going to just push straight in for the finish? It's all about the teamwork coming into it. Unactive, he's just looking for it. Sprays on one. Snoopy's there to back him up. He may end up getting knocked, but he's not going to be killed. He pulls back around, and that's what Snoopy comes in and does. Sweaty Nerds are eliminated. Absolutely brilliant play from Avangard.
Picture perfect engagement. It could not have been done any better. He gets knocked, crawls back behind the wall. He's not allowing him to get him down. Perfect execution. Guys, if you're sitting out there wanting to get better at team fighting or pushing compounds with your teammates, go back and watch this clip in slow-mo 15, 20 times, because they did so many things right.
Yeah, that was just what you want to see, right? That's when it just feels good watching it go down. Now, Fingwin, his teammates have all gone down, so he's just thinking, all right, it was hot. I didn't want to deal with that fire anymore. I'm going to go sit in the water and just chill out for a bit.
What do you think he's thinking about?
That was a good one. I'll give you that. That was a good one. The problem is for Fingwin, he is all alone now, right? So Sweaty Nerds may be the first team down, but he is in a very troublesome position, and I do not want to be him.
No, not at all. I mean, he has the clear run on in, and there's nobody really shooting at him. But if this next circle doesn't include that southern compound, or at least the area that the forest is in, he's going to be miles out in an open field, and that's going to be death for him. I'm not even sure if he has a vehicle available anymore. But he has started moving forward, and so has El Giganten trying to get their way in. And once again, Quick Math losing people on rotations.
Yeah, this time Reciprocity are going to be the ones to make it happen, and Salenzo is knocked. He doesn't have too much health there. They're going to try to finish him off long distance, and that's no problem for Shiv to make. Reciprocity looking to get these rotations done, and this is where Pelt's going to be sat there saying, wait a second, I went in to try and save him, now he's dead, I better just run away.
And that's the issue, right? They had so much room to make these rotations in that beginning of the first week. And now, well, I mean, teams are starting to contest them, and they haven't seen that before. Now, El Giganten, though, pushing in on towards Desperado. Nobody getting knocked by their teammates' vehicles. Important. EFSA by himself here as well, getting down broken, so that's going to be looking for a team. One player down early, but as you can see, the remaining players are coming in to help.
This is really interesting. Desperados. They need to make sure they get everyone together soon, otherwise it's going to be badly for them as that nade comes out. And Elgig, they take a couple of huge knocks. Hugster and Deegs, they do eat it. And Desperados now starting to push into it. It's nades galore. It's utility usage being done to perfection here. Z-Stars all alone. Elgig could be being eliminated here. They're starting to push around, and Z-Stars, he's just trying to hold himself on for a little bit longer. He can hear what's going on. He's trying to potentially get a revive, but he's taking further damage. It's drainage from Unique, who's also come to chime in on this. And Elgig Z-Stars, he's on 11 health. Just about getting himself back up now. Gets the first aid kit off, but he can't move.
Nope, Stars is all by himself, and there's not a whole lot more you can do. Those nades came in very, very perfectly thrown. Not any counterplay at all to be made. Sure, you could have spread out, but these small houses only allow so much room for you to spread out. It does get one guy down, but not a whole lot more to it. Down goes El Giganten.
Run and gun, a desperate attempt, but it wasn't meant to be. Desperados, though, do need to be cautious. Players are being picked off from the distance. And Unique, they have a good look into this house.
Yeah, you saw Fake there. Unfortunately, not in position to get rest. Unique players just saying, thank you, we'll take that knocked player right there. No more to it than that. Secured point
they
for
get
us.
another.
And look at this, they get that one more. That's how Sarah finished off from far away.
Desperados, they may have got themselves the eliminations onto Elgig, but now they're paying the price for it with only 2 alive.
Yeah, that's not the kind of play they wanted. Unfortunately, weren't ready for that that third party to chime in. And then you're Fingwin. I mean, he is the VSS Lord of Pro PUBG, so if there's a guy to be silent, I guess that's him. He knows he embraces the stealth. And now that he's a solo player, he'll have to consider his position down south. Hopefully for him, Circle will go there, but no, it won't. He has a shack. south of the next circle that he can go to. But, well, that's all you got, Finkwin.
The lonely one-man shack with his VSS to make it work. I don't doubt him with it, right? We've seen him do some crazy stuff. As long as he just plays it slow and steady, there might be a chance for him to get at least closer to the points. But within him, it's going to be rough, dude.
It's going to be tricky, that's for sure. Wizards making their rotations on out. Still 4 guys alive. Dicer, 2 guys in the first vehicle. Dicer and O'Connell trying to make that lead off. Trying to figure out where they want to go. Besiktas, though, taking a lot of shots up towards them. And it's a question where they want to go, because now the 2 remaining players in Pelsic and Jupsik from Quickmath, they're hearing these vehicles come in, and will they want to engage on it? Or will they not? You see a team on the backside here as well. They could do something. So multiple teams with a chance to find each other here.
Now, one thing I'm just going to mention is reciprocity. They've got this crossfire going on again, but there's many teams getting in the middle of that. If one of those players gets picked off, then it's going to be very difficult once again for reciprocity. So they haven't changed up this style of play. Admittedly, they're getting some kills so far in this game, but this is still something that just makes me a little bit nervous here, Toby.
They can, I mean, I would say they can hold the split the way they're doing right now, because it's a very hard spot for anyone to push, and they're in positions where they can help out each other, and furthermore, they're inside the circle. So, I mean, all in all, smart split from them that I wouldn't question anyone doing. Sure, we're reaching the point now at which there's not that much to play with. You might want to go 4-4, but or 4 guys together, but neither of these 2 spots can really house 4 players properly.
Well, let's hope they can hold on to it. Let's hope they can hit their shots, because Reciprocity are a team that need to make some serious point improvements here. Avangard just on the edge of the circle. They're waiting out for the moment. Unity, as you saw just then, they're having a bit of a firefight. Wizards quite out in the open. Are they going to be pushing up into it? Dashtis, he's able to get the knock on the Dicer. Is he going to look for any more? Wizards really now need to make a decision on how they want to approach this, because they do not have the high ground here.
Not at all. They're trying to get on up in the center, but they allowed for Unity to get up there first, and it's going to be tricky for them to really do anything, because as you can see, they're full on pushing on this.
Yeah, it's a big push coming in. It's going to be up to Aros and T-Bone to try and take down the 4 members of Unity. And they also got to avoid being shot at by the other teams around them. Those nades are coming down the hills, but Wizards, at least so far, the rest of the players are managing to avoid it.
Taking their time. Don't want to over-push anything. Already lost 1 player. Make that 2, actually. 2 players knocked right now. T-Bone might want to see if he can go for the rest here, but Laza on the other side. Oh, does he spot him? This is as free as a kill can get. Laza just going to repeat that angle, but looks like they will actually get that little bit of time gap to get this res on up, and then they have to get the hell out of Dodge before these guys peek again.
That timing is ludicrous. They have been gifted a chance to make that work. Dicer will be the next one to be finished off. Now, Besiktas are coming from the other side, which does mean the Unity, you are maybe kings of the hill right now, but there are 2 teams starting to push up on you, and they're well aware of your position.
There's a lot of teams that has the potential to engage in this fight, and that's the reason why nobody is. Sounds ironic, but everyone knows how many teams there are around here. Nobody wants to be that team to get third party, so everyone's holding the horses, saying, let's wait till we can be the teams to third party. But the team third party here might get surprised, because there could be a 4th party coming in as well.
Nade coming up as well, and that lands perfectly on Orange Snow, who's trying to get himself a first aid popped. Besiktas now begin to make their assault. They're starting to push up into it. More nades coming out, and that's starting to work out from the chaos really starts to flow in here, and Unity are being heavily put under test and under pressure. Wizards at the same time, and this could be all over for Unity.
Yeah, this circle is excluding the most part of Shaky Hill, so these people have to not only fight each other, but fight their way inside the circle as well. See Thasish and Blaston trying to make that run on down, but there's not a lot of room to roam. O'Connell trying to see what he can do. Did get T-Bone back up on his feet. Was down to low HP, but now they're both on up, but they have teams right around them.
Ooh, Avangard being engaged here as well. 2 players from Avangard eliminated by Reciprocity. Are we going to make that 3 as Snoopy gets knocked down as well? Avangard started to engage in this, and Reciprocity, they bought the pain.
Avangard pulled up on their compound, and Reciprocity said, nope, not going to happen. Scoom and Raffi, a lot of help coming in from them there to take down the fight, and that's what we're talking about, these 2-2 splits. You have to be in a position where you can help out your teammates, and they sure were there.
It's finally working out for Reciprocity, and this is a good start to game 1 of the day. It's Unity finally. They do get finished off. It's Wizards to get the final kill, and they really did just get pushed, and they had no opportunity on where to look, right? They were kind of saying, all right, we're dealing with Wizards. Oh, no, here's Besiktas. Oh, no, there's nades coming up as well. Ah, we're stuck.
Yeah, this is not going to be easy for Maxis at all. And there you go, down he goes, and down goes Avangard as well. So this is one of the things, right? One of those circles where they just didn't have anything working their way. Tried to make the full-on push, but because of the wise split from Reciprocity, weren't allowed to do so. So good to see Reciprocity back in the game, but unfortunate, of course, for the current first-place team to be down so early.
And you got to say as well for Avangard, you started off by not getting your natural drop position as well. You changed it up a little bit. Yes, you got a nice few kills, but my God, is this really happening? Unique stepped up straight onto him.
He just spun around and took him out. There you go. T-Bone did go down, but O'Connell with some good counterplay, and the fact that he turns around and shoots so actively might be a call-out for them. That it could be more people down here. We'll have to wait and see. Can he get back up T-Bone this time around? Will it be too hard? She's trying to run away, but not gonna happen. Those nades right on the feet. You ain't going away from those. And then this one. Ooh. Reciprocity, that's what we were talking about. Those splits didn't really allow for 4 guys to be together. Now, though, 4 guys in the shack, nothing more to do.
Now, one thing we've got to note here, right? Looking for team, Larza, Apocalypse, Logibuff, and Metralius, they've been picked up by a team. They're called 4Us now.
Yeah.
They got it.
That's what was confusing me so much. Yep,
yeah,
there you go, Larza.
I was looking at it and I'm like, who the hell's that?
4Us Esports, there you go. Could be just a new logo, could be the whole thing. We'll hope for them that it's a full-on commitment. So congratulations, guys, if that's the case.
Besiktas, though, will take them down as the next team as we get towards closer to that top 8. 9 teams remaining, 26 left alive. And Unique, they've got themselves in such a great position on the center circle. It's Reciprocity and actually Desperados. They're going to have to try and push their way into this very soon because their compounds won't last for too much longer.
And look at who's not only alive, but actively shooting at people. Finkwin. Nobody knows where he is. He's proning in the field with a VSS. Circle. There's nothing you can do. There you go, Unique. Get yourself that. Come on, look at this position. I mean, Finkwin is the only guy that I know in professional PUBG that will do this. It's so interesting to watch. And look at this. That's the second knock. He's ruining it. He's ruined everything for Drone and his teammates.
It's just the noise of that VSS. He's got so many bullets as well. They're trying to slowly walk away, but Finguin's getting it done, and he's just picking up kills. And everyone's saying, wait a second, where's the rest of the MYM players? Weren't they eliminated? Nope, Finguin's still there. He took a swim, he's cooled off, and now he's ready to fight again.
And you gotta feel bad for the guys, because they have absolutely no clue what's going on. You see P6 shooting out into the open, like, where are you? Come up, show yourself, you're a coward. But not gonna happen. Finguin is gonna chill and crawl further forward, trying to get inside the circle. It's gonna be a tricky one for him to do. But, well, I mean, we've seen crazier things happen.
Well, I said it'd be difficult for him to make top 8, but he's putting that VSS to work. He's even getting kills as well, so there might be a high kill game coming out for MYM just off the back of him alone.
There's Calvin and Coldamenta. Only 2 remaining players for Desperado. They have Peltish to deal with still.
Form gets eliminated, so we're down to our top 8 teams now. Calvin Klein pushed that too aggressively. No, that is not how you're supposed to get it done there, right? Coldamenta, you're supposed to be able to get the refrag and back your teammate up.
It was clear miscommunication. Coldamenta had a smoke in hand he was about to throw, and then Calvin peeks the angle at the same time. I mean, that was, yeah, you got to do the 3, 2, 1, go together kind of thing.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and you must get that communication on point.
Oh, Fink, when you've been spotted, that VSS ain't gonna grant you no more cover. The Rock will neither. So down they go, but 7th place. Technically placement points better than what you'd expect to have happened for them when you saw the start of the game.
Hey, he'll take it. He's not going to complain about that. Overextended just a little bit as we're actually seeing Reciprocity jump in and get these extra kills in. Shiv is hitting shots. He's starting off strong, getting that grenade out, and that's going to barrel deep, but is he going to make the money shots?
That could be right on point. Oh, just a bit too short. And we are more trying to see if he can do anything from his position. Gets the vehicle exploded. Smart play by him. Will he be able to get some reses on up as well? Should, hopefully for himself at least, have some more smokes to work with to grant some more cover. Now Hexeticon down as well, as Team Unique try to make some more room for themselves. We'll see though, we'll see if that's going to put them or force them to look elsewhere. It looks like Shiv is still very, very committed. So they do go with that. Holy cow, what a headshot coming in with the mini right there.
Shiv, you absolute beauty. What a shot. That's the way you get it done. That's how you put them to bed. And that's how you get further points up here. They're within top 6 now. They've got 6 kills already. And Reciprocity, they're just not slowing down. The team I'm worried about them having to deal with soon, though, is going to be Unique, who have this central compound, as you've just seen it pop. They've got 4 players still left alive. And they've just constantly been firing and keeping everyone at bay.
And we need a home. 4 guys alive as well down southwest. They have the compound to push into. And then you have the 2 solo players on the eastern side. They need to somehow orchestrate this together, because it cannot be a, let's push, oh, we died. Let's push, oh, we died. They have to somehow do this at the same time. Look at the angles. Shiv is just trying to see if he can spot them over the rock. Not a whole lot to work with.
Mayamore looking out and thinking, all right, how do I fight this off? But the thing is, the moment they start shooting to Shiv, he's got his teammate standing by to help him out. Standing, he's found Rita. She's trying to hide behind the tree at the moment. She's got a bit of cover, but her teammate doesn't. Smashbay's going to need a load of bullets.
Look at this tree. There's not a whole lot more you can do from that Rita. Trying to make the run for it, but down she goes. Not a whole lot more to it than that. Ubika will not need a lot of chances to land those shots, and he sure delivers.
Rita Lel gets finished. Shiv's going in for shots, and he's just hitting all the headshots now. Venconas, they made it to top 6, which is impressive for them, but they weren't able to get anything else done.
Yeah.
Reciprocity had them pinned down, ready and waiting.
Just making the run on in now, trying to use the smokes for cover. It's going to grant them code to get up to the wall, and Smash may actually get the initial knock on to stand in. Now, smart positioning from them, not allowing for Cold Dementor to do anything onto the position. Simsy saying, well, I've been hiding for long enough now. Known to my Besiktas teammates, I have to shoot at least once per circle, and there you go. Gets down Raffi, but Shiv's still in the area, and Cold Dementor heard those shots fired too.
Yeah, this is where all these little engagements are kicking off, and people's position are starting to get known. These nades coming out from We Need a Home, and they're looking to seriously apply the pressure onto Unique, who have had a very comfortable game so far, not really having to move around. And this is the true 4v4 battle.
Look at how Simsy is tunnel visioning this. He has to be ready for Cold Dementor to push behind him. We can see it on our screens right here. He's right up behind him. He is being forced back down the hill by Unique, so a little help coming in there in the sense of Simsy getting one more chance to shoot up towards Raffi.
Raffi does have Shiv to help him out, but they're both from the exact same spot. Maybe if they poke out at the same time from different directions, they can apply the pressure, and that's what they try to do. But Simsy, he's holding strong. Now, Cold Dementor's just jumped up and spotted him. This is surely going to be Simsy's death. He is not expecting this at all. He's completely tunnel visioned on him. He takes a load of damage, and that's it. Besiktas go down in 5th place.
I don't want a full focus like that, but as you could see, thought he had the cover from behind. Wasn't expecting there to be anyone else up in this area, but unfortunately for him, did not work out the way that he wanted it to. Now, somehow, We Need a Home has found himself one, that being the granny house on the corner of this compound. We'll see, though. Can they deal with Drainy and the guys in Unique, or will this be the death of them? Only 4 more teams remaining, and Reciprocity and Desperado still in the mix.
And the thing is, right, no team has 4 players left alive, which means it's pretty much open. Despite there being 3 on We Need a Home, they're very pinned down. They've got this battle still to deal with against Unique, while the other teams now start to make their way closer towards them and get further information to play off of.
And We Need a Home ain't in the compound yet, or in the circle yet. I mean, this compound, this building in the compound is not inside the circle. So for Play With Me, tough task for him to try and hold them all away. But he's still 7 smokes. For him, he's been using all his nades to throw them at people, but hasn't been forced to use any more utility now, though. For Cold Dementor still being inside the circle, he's just going to be chilling up here for as long as he can.
Reciprocity starting to fire off some shots, but they do need to be aware that Simsy got taken down by Cold Dementor. So just to have an understanding that he will sneak up on you at some point, because he may be prone for now, but eventually he's going to come into these fights.
You see all the shots fired with the SLR. One random bullet to the face and you're more likely to be dead than anything else. Now Play With Me, trying to hold him off. Yellow smoke's available. That's not going to make a difference. Lipson does go down. Drainy's trying to hold the angle from the yellow side, but it does allow for Polarok and for Smash Bay to come around the corner. They spot him. One guy goes down. Can he do the more damage needed? Not going to happen. Smash Bay does manage to get him off, and now for Drainy, he has to figure, do I want to go for the retaliation, or do I just want to have this house to myself? Looks like there's not a whole lot more he could do.
Now, I do really like that from We Need a Home, right? Because it kept him busy. Lipsyn caused the distraction on the other house. Then the other 2 pushed up. He was kind of ready for it because he could hear what was going on, but he was never really going to be able to get to it unless he's hitting pure headshots. Exactly. So this has worked out quite well in favor of We Need a Home. But they've still got to deal with Reciprocity on the outside. Desperado's on the outside. It may be just Cold Dementor on his own, but he's prone and ready. One bad move, one mistake where you push out, and he's going to be firing in on him.
Cold Dementor is going to be chilling up here for as long as he can. As I said before, he has no need for him. There's no need for him to take any aggressive peeks, and looks like Shiv is the only guy who knows where he is, but he cannot focus him right now either, because he knows that the other side of the road has to push on over.
Now, I love this position from Raffi, right? Stay further back, wait for anyone to try and engage Shiv, and then provide that cover fire. That's why Shiv's not pushing in just yet. That's why he's sitting back and allowing himself to be in the open a little bit more here. As We Need a Home are going to come out of the compound and start to make their way out as all these smokes start to drop down.
I mean, Play With Me had 7 smokes. If they had extras themselves, they will have used them all by now, that's for sure. Good guys to get finished off, and well, thank you for those utilities. There you go, Drainy. Smoke only going to grant him cover for so long. Down he goes, and Unique, despite having the compound, go down in 4th.
Shiv's position here is so huge because they're going to focus him if they run into him at all, and then there's going to be giving Raffi a chance to try and fight this off. But Cold Dementor, he's got a high ground here, and Smash Bay, although we're looking around and being aware, all it takes from to overextend just a little bit, and he's going to be ready.
And We Need a Home has no indication, no knowledge that he is up on that side. So can he do something here? He might just be able to get... Oh, there he can spot him. Spotted him now. There you go. Damage being done on both sides. As I say that, though, Coldamenza falls back down on his chest. Not a whole lot more to it. Now everyone knows where he is. So now it could be a stalemate with everyone just waiting for him to make a move. But not going to happen. Paladro damage done over towards the Reciprocity team. But he takes a headshot in return.
I'd love to see how many headshots Shiv has hit this game because he's just been on point trying to make it work. Coldamenza's going to be forced out by the circle. He has to go forward, and Smashbase just on the other end waiting for him. The spray comes in. They're both firing at him at the same time. Smashbase still can't get the finish off. Isn't 100% sure through that smoke where he might be. And Coldamenza is somehow still surviving.
Crawling on forward ever so slowly. Coldamenza around the sides. Shots connected. Shift down to low HP. Revy's down already as well. So it's going to be all on to Shift to do something. We saw him do it in the first game of week 1 in that crazy Asnaya ending. Got that 1v3, but one more player was to beat and he ended up losing it. But now with a chance here, 4 guys remaining. Rapid finished off by the circle.
Coldamenza and Smashbase having this little battle out there. It does end up going down, but this is where the fight can come in. It's up to Shift to try and make this work. Is he going to go in for the kills? Get as many as he possibly can. Can he try and clutch this out? He's pushing round. He knows where he is. Just spots him. Doesn't go in for the shot. Shiv has to be so careful. He's got to play this so smart. The circle is coming round. He's going to take damage from it. It's not what he wants to see at all. And pull it there. It goes down to the circle. And somehow, some way, 8 kills on a team. Reciprocity win.
This was insane.